Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Felix.
Yes, please.
Let's start. Others can join when they come. They will join us.
Okay. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us today's call based on your timeline. Let me start by appreciating you, distinguished panelists, for joining today's talk show, which is Sharing is Caring. I'm Kamaku Felix, an educator from Kenya, and I'm going to be a co-host for today's talk show. Allow me to share the order of events before we start, very fast. So we're going to be starting with, immediately I introduce Dr. Uche Linda. We are going to go to the first batch, or the first batch of panelists that is going to be led by my co-host, Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda, who is going to be interviewing Dr. Pratik Rajan from India. He's also going to interview Daniel Aidi from Nigeria, Raja Ramadan from Morocco, and Ambassador Dr. Faisal Fayaz from Pakistan. And then the next batch of panelists, I'm the one who is going to be interviewing them. And we have Dr. Santhi Saravanan from India, Jennifer from UK, Fatma El Zahra from Egypt, and then we will also have Hector Abrol from India. So very fast, without further ado, allow me to start off the session by introducing Ambassador Dr. Linda Uche, who is the founder of the 21st DigiSkills group. So Dr. Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda is one of the greatest educators, I must say, of all times. She has actually been running so many programs in Nigeria and other countries outside. And just for your consumption, Ambassador Dr. Uche is an honorary doctorate awardee. She is AKS Global Teacher Awardee for 2019, Iconic Teacher Awardee. She's an International Educator Awardee, Warriors of Humanity Awardee. She's Outstanding Robotics Coach and Mentor Awardee for the year 2021. She was the Education Exchange winner for France way back in the year 2019. She's a World Pass Digital Ambassador. She's a Microsoft Innovative Educator Fellow and Expert. She's a Minecraft Global Mentor. She's a Master Trainer. She's a Microsoft Global Learning Mentor. She's also a National Geographic Certified. She's a Wakelet Ambassador, Flipgrid Ambassador, and also Ambassador to various EduTech products and organizations. So without further ado, I want to welcome Ambassador Dr. Uche to start off the session so that we can get moving. Ambassador Dr. Uche, the floor is yours.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for that wonderful intro. Hello. I believe
Hello, we
I'm
can hear
audible,
you.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Today is another Super Tech episode of Sharing is Caring with Global Educators. You can see for yourself. Don't go nowhere. I wouldn't want to waste much of our time because we have a lot in stock for today. So stay put. Don't go nowhere, and you're not going to ever regret joining us. Okay. Thank you so much, and remain where you are. So I will start by introducing. I'm going to share my screen right now to introduce my co-host before we proceed. Please permit me to do that. And our viewers, just stay put because you're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated by our panelists from different professional expertise. They're going to share their heart out based on their experiences, their teaching philosophy, and the achievement, many more. So I wouldn't want to bug you with that. You're going to help for yourself. Don't go nowhere. Okay? All right. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm coming. All right. My network don't disappoint me today. Can you can you see my screen?
Not yet.
It's coming up.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So today event, my co-host is Ambassador Kamaku Felix. He's a teacher at Mashuru Boys High School, Kajiado, Kenya. He's a global edu leader, a latest being conferred as the global educationist by IIU. He's also a Microsoft certified educator, MIE, Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert and Master Trainer. He's also a Microsoft Innovative Educator Fellow. He's a global learning mentor. He's a presenter, a speaker, and EduTech Tools coach. 2020 Education Exchange winner, Sydney, Australia. That is really awesome. I won 2019 and he won his, 2020. That's pretty awesome. He's also a free great student voice ambassador, a Wakelet ambassador, Wakelet community leader. He's also ambassador to various EdTech Tools product. He's also a facilitator, a master trainer, Kenya, Global Educator Community Country Ambassador Kenya. He is also Global Educator Network Community Member Kenya. And finally, 21st DigiSkills Ambassador. This next person that I'm going to be introducing now is Tanya ID. He's from Nigeria. He's a world-leading Dream Amplified coach, Africa's first young public speaker and public speaking coach. He is the founder and president of Tanya Speaks International, the convener of the yearly international speaking event, Discovering the Unstoppable Life. He's also a renowned author and writer with many beautiful works. He's a renowned Nollywood actor, visionary leader, and social media strategist. Tanya ID has worked within and outside Nigeria with a lot of testimonies. He is currently social media and content director at Ultimate Coaching Group, all social media handles of The Climax Comedy and Tanya Speaks International. He has really done well for himself. Tanya has the singular vision and mission of reaching and impacting 360 million people in 180 countries to unlock their potentials, dream bigger, and become the best version of themselves through the power of spoken words. Tanya ID has worked with both local and international NGOs and has experience in data collection, entries, analysis, and uses. And he's also a professional project pro. And the next person that I will be introducing is Raja Ramadan from Morocco. He's a primary school teacher in school in Morocco. He's a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. She's a master trainer, a Wakelet ambassador and community leader. She's also a Bouncy ambassador, Clever Book ambassador, Global School Alliance ambassador, Olympia ambassador, She's also T4 ambassador, Seesaw, Wakelet, Bansi, Flipgrid, Minecraft, Monty, Kami certified educator. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being empowering every voice with these edtech tools. She's also a book creator, certified author, Akram Association trainer, and so many more. Thank you, ma'am, for being on board today. And the next person that I will be interviewing, which I would love to do a bit intro, is none other person than Professor Dr. Pratik Rajan from India. Doctor, we welcome you on board. Prof, Pratik started teaching at the age of 16 years old and have been working in the field of education research as a professor. He's a scientist, a counselor for 11 years and still counting. He has taught more than 8,000 students and guided 4,000 plus in career counseling to date, and the count is still going on. Wow. He has been honored with 600 plus national, state, and international awards for the teaching and research. He has received over 200 plus honorary doctorate degree from all over the world, and also set 15 world records and many more. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful work you'll be doing. Commendable work indeed. So the next person I will be interviewing is Ambassador Dr. Faiza Fayaz from Pakistan. He's a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. He's a Cambridge certified computer science teacher. He's a Wakelet community leader, Wakelet ambassador, associate secretary of Pakistan Gymnastics Federation. He's also qualified of Project Management Institute, PMI, USA. He's also International Olympic Certified Gymnastic Coach and Sports Administrator, International Advisor of International Association of Physical Education and Sports. And he has won or is a recipient of both international and national awardee. Thank you so much, sir, for having you on board. I think I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now so that we start with the business of the day. Yeah. Okay, I can see Tanya here. I officially welcome everyone on board. So we are waiting for other panelists to join us, but before we're not going to be waiting for them. We're going to proceed and make do with what we have here. So I'm going to start with my first interview with Prof Pratik. Professor Dr. Pratik, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay. Could you please get ready for me? Because this is the first question that I'm going to ask you now. Prof, are you there?
Yes,
so
yes.
Do you feel do you feel that the current way we are educating our children these days or now fully prepares them for the needs of the 21st century? The microphone, sharing and carrying microphone is all yours now, sir.
First of all, we need to look at the skills for the 21st century, and a lot of reports have come out talking about the 4 Cs, which are communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creative thinking. Some people have
Okay.
added 2 more: citizenship and character. And I think those are skills we should definitely work on. I really dislike when people say we should teach basics, meaning reading, writing, and arithmetic. Like that's what school is about. Like that is what our learning is about. It's not. I think we should really focus on how we can coexist and how we can actively make the world better for everyone. We should be preparing students to be active and critical citizens, and in a democracy who can truly listen to other people's point of view and act accordingly and emphasize and discuss and deal with issues critically. I think that's a really important issue. I think also in the past there was a big focus on secretarial skills, and nowadays what we are preparing our kids for is more CEO skills. I know Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has talked about that at great lengths. CEO skills, if you see a good leader, what quality does that leader possess? The ability to think and innovate and speak and fail, not afraid to do that, and empower others, have vision, know how to communicate their message and collaborate with others, collaborate with people who are different than you, hear different points of view, and show true characters through adversity. I think that's one of the main things we need to be focusing on. Education as well should be more about creating real meaningful work that matters to the community as a whole, because a lot of times in schools we have students do projects for us and they are not shown to anyone, and if students are doing projects for you, they want them to be good enough. But if they are doing it for the world and they are showing their skills and people can find their work, not all of it but some of it, they want it to be good, they want it to be really good. So that's a big difference. The basics what we should be looking at, if basics are what we are talking about, is arts and music and dance and all of those creative things that work and tie so closely in with the 4 Cs as well. I think how we are preparing, that's a big question, and that varies a lot between what people are doing. And I think it should, in a way, assessment and standardization require us and wants us to do same thing for everyone. Exactly the same thing, but what we really need is different types of skills and then the ability to collaborate with each other. So I don't have to be decent at everything. It's all right to be bad at some things. I'm terrible at some things, but I know people who are better than me in a lot of ways. So I find those people and find a way to work with them. So that's how we do great stuff. So are we preparing them? We are on the right track. I think as long as we keep this convocation alive and we ask people about where the future's heading and what we should do.
All right. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I picked one or two things from what you've just shared with us. Yes, we are preparing our students for the future ready jobs. We have to make see that they coexist with one another. Both the teachers and students, they have to really make sure put all hands on decks to make this work. We need them to innovate, to collaborate with their peers, preparing them for the future ready jobs, having computational thinking, and all the skills, basically 12 skills of 24 digits, 21st century learning skills has to be inculcated onto our students to prepare them for the future. Thank you so much, Prof. Please hang in there. I'm going to get back to you. All right. Right now, I'm going to call upon Tanya ID to come on board. We are going to be randomly doing it so that it won't be boring, okay? So, Daniel, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. All
Good
right. Okay. Good
good
morning. How you
morning,
doing?
good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm fine, and
All
you?
right. Okay, it's good to have you here. He's a superstar. He's a Nollywood actor, and nice to have you on our show today. Sharing is caring. Our viewers, we are, even
Thank you.
myself, we want to be inspired. We want to be motivated by your. We really want you to inspire us with your caring words. So your first question is: do you think the pandemic has had a more positive or negative effect on education in our country or general? The microphone is all yours now, sir.
All right. When you talk about the pandemic having either a positive or a negative effect on the educational system, You first of all examine the areas at which the pandemic has actually affected our educational system. Let's take my country, for instance, Nigeria. I remember when the pandemic first came up, people found it very difficult to actually connect online, being that some of the online platforms were not actually functioning, and the difficulties in connecting to internet most times was one of the major challenges. But do the pandemic have a positive or a negative effect on education? I would say it's both positive and negative. Why? The positive aspect first. It has made the distance learning possible. Presently, you can stay in Nigeria and have classes. I mean, classes in all over the world. You can have classes in the US, in the UK, in India, in Saudi Arabia, name it. But this is as a result of the pandemic. It has actually helped people discover new ways of learning. But does it have a negative effect? Yes, it actually have a negative effect because I actually watched a video whereby students connect to this online learning platform from the higher institution and then just drop it there and leave. Meanwhile, they are not participating. So at the end of the day, there is no this physical connection between the lecturer or the teachers and their pupils or their students. And that is why I'll say the pandemic has actually had both the positive and the negative effects on our educational system. But by and large, it has opened us up to a new system of interrelating with people.
Okay, that's
Hello.
thank you so much for that wonderful. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you
Yes,
so
I can
much
hear
for
you.
that wonderful response. Yeah, you really the response is so awesome. It has both negative and positive effects in Nigerian education system. Yes, I'm a Nigerian. I know what that really takes. Though we were unprepared before the COVID, before the school closure. There's a lot of negative effect. Even when those technology that have been put in place, they were having short of power outage and not enough resources and the tools for students to use to connect with the hybrid learning. There's a lot more. Though I can say now for sure, students, everyone has already coexisting with other peers across the world. It's one of the advantages, and it has really prepared them the use of edtech tools that really maximize and engages a student learning outcome. Thank you so much for that wonderful piece. I'm going to get back to you, okay? And I'm going to get
All right.
back to you. All right. So I have another person
Okay.
that I will be interviewing now. Just hang in there. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to call upon our educator from Morocco, Raja Ramadan. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right.
Thank you for
Are you
hosting
ready
me
for me?
today.
Yeah. Are you ready for me? Hope you are ready for me. Okay. Right now, the next question is going to get to you. Okay.
Yes,
So
okay.
the first question is, how do we assess our students on an online platform? We have a lot of platform that we are using to assess students, but generally, how do we assess students? Please, we really want to hear your input as regards to this. Hello, Raja,
Yes,
are you there?
just a moment, please. I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Sorry for my connection. Ucha,
Yeah.
please, can you give me a little time? You can move
Okay.
to the next question and come to me, please.
Okay. No problem. It's okay.
Thank you.
Uh.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. I think the next person I'm going to ask now is Dr. Faisal. He has not joined us yet. Okay, no problem. I'm going to start all over. I'm going to start with Professor Pradeep. Are you there? Are you ready for me?
Yes, yes, I'm there.
All right. So this is going to be your second question. How do we assess our students? Oh, that's not. Yeah.
What is the role of a teacher, right? Is that the
Yeah.
question?
I'm coming. Sorry. Okay. What is the role of a teacher? Yeah, I think. What's the role of a teacher?
Yeah.
What's the
So
role of
first
a
of
teacher? So could you please?
yeah, sure. First of all, we have to pay teachers well. We have to respect them and we have to trust them. That's the first thing. When we do that, we will have great teachers and more great teachers. People need to respect teachers and see them for the creative professionals they are. It's a creative profession. If we don't standardize it too much, if we give them the freedom and the trust to do it, then they can do amazing things. I think the role of the teacher is also being the lead learner, leading and showing students what is to learn, and then learning never stops. It's not a 40-minute session you can just do, it's a lifelong process. So I do it sometimes. I go to the library at school, college, and universities, and rarely I find adults there. If I go to schools across the country, in India, for instance, I rarely see adults except the ones that are working there and making sure it's quite rarely do you see adults learning there, using the skills and finding stuff to learn about and sharing it with others. We rarely see that. We keep asking kids to go there and do that, but we don't do it ourselves. Sometimes when I go to the library to read or learn, people ask me, "Are you not feeling too well? Why are you in here?" So I think being a lead learner is really important for us. Teachers should collaborate, but it's also up to the systems and the schools to give them a chance to collaborate. You can break down the physical walls between classrooms. You can have teachers co-teach, so there is a more than one teacher in the classroom, which means they are learning from each other as well. So they don't get isolated. As Tony Wagner once said, isolation is the enemy of improvement. I think we have to collaborate both within our school and between schools and between countries, which is exactly what this project is about. Sharing what best practices, sharing what works. So I think teachers are learners, and that's the main thing, showing students what is to learn and that it never ends. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. That is a real quick one. I'm very grateful for this wonderful question that I've just answered now. Thank you. And I'm going just hang in there. I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to call upon the panel. Panel, are you there? Before others will join us.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
So
hearing
your
you. I'm
next
hearing you.
question. Okay. So your next question is online learning and physical learning. Which one do you think is more effective based on what is happening, based on the real world scenario? which one do you think that is more effective? Is it online or or physical learning? So the sharing is scary microphone is all yours now, sir.
All right. I thank you for the question. I will want to say I prefer generally the online learning has actually given people liberty to explore and get connected to people far and near. But which one is more effective? Speaking from experience, because I'm currently a student of high school here in Nigeria, the University of Ilorin, I would say the physical learning is more effective, given that there is a level of connection between the tutor and the students when there are physical. But when it's online, there is a distance or there is a barrier that actually separates the two, and it doesn't make learning effective. Remember, learning has to pass through 5 stages. There are um, five stages of learning or 5 organs that aid through learning, and each of these organs must actually be involved for you to have good assimilation. Um, when I hear there is online classes, sometimes I feel it will not pay. But this is one thing I would like people to know, that we are in the 21st century, and the 21st century is going global, is going digital, and or it has gone digital. So we must learn to cope with the online learning platforms or the online learning aspect. But the most effective way of learning is the physical arrangement, where you can see your tutor, where you can talk to the person one on one, where you can exchange eye contact. Is very important in communication. When you're doing public speaking, there is something called eye contact. When you speak and there is no direct eye contact, direct emotion being passed to your listener, then the information may not be fully conveyed. So the physical learning is very, very effective as compared to the online learning. But as I earlier said, the 21st century economy or the 21st century is driving us towards the online learning, and we must all learn to actually adapt to it. Thank you.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for that wonderful piece that we just, your input is really awesome. Okay, I totally agree with you. There's a big difference between physical learning and online learning. Of course, yeah, there's for you to achieve the 5 stages of learning, it has to be physical. You can actually do that during physical learning. Yes, but because of the current scenario, what the COVID has pushed us to, the hybrid learning has taken over on remote learning. So we really have to imbibe with the new trends. Okay, so I think that's what we are going to be doing from this day forward. It's new normal. So we shall continue to learn to adapt with the current scenario that we are in now. Thank you so much for that wonderful input. You're going to hang in there. We Dr. Ambassador Dr. Feza is here, so I'm going to call up on him now. Feza, are you there? Hope you can hear me.
Yeah,
I'm with yourself.
greetings
Yeah.
and
Okay. All
happy
right.
to hear
So
to
this
all
is
of
gonna be
you.
your question. Yeah, nice to have you. This is the question that I'm going to throw to you right now. What is digital technology? Could you please, in your we have a vast experiences in utilizing the technology in the world, especially in the teaching and learning processes. So we would like to hear your own view on this. What is digital technology to you, sir? The sharing and caring microphone is all yours now, sir.
Obviously, it enables yes, digital technology enables immense amounts of information to be processed on small size. So the basically digital technology, it all about to this thing that how we can process. So as you know very well that before the computer science and information technology, we have very less efficient and very processes. We want to send any TCS and document to anyone in the world, so it will take time. But on the other hand, after 1980, what happened due to the introduction of information technology and computer science, things became
You're freezing up. We can't hear you, sir. Hello?
obviously it's all about
Hello?
to our digital devices. Digital technology nowadays playing a vital role in our daily life. Each and everywhere, every region of the world nowadays using these technologies every field of life, every department of life, so we can observe the efficiency of the system. And system basically purpose. So it means when the things when we combine and collide in such a way that it become a single system,
Your network is so bad.
we have a lot of system in malls, in markets, in hospitals, in schools nowadays we have, and it all due to the nowadays has become so much efficient, reliable, and you can say error-free report as well, that we can basically get the advantage and we can get the optimal outcome, due to which reason we basically surviving in a better way in the world as well. So without digital technology nowadays, no one is having and think about this thing that he or she can survive better in the world. Reason each and everyone nowadays have become totally dependent on digital technologies with the tools, apps, and digital devices as well. So this is the integration method as well. During pandemic, we have seen this thing when all the things become struck in the world. So there is only one way, digital technology, due to which we people are communicating, sharing our thoughts, sharing and looking to each other, and in this way we are nowadays depend on the infrastructure of information technology and digital technologies as well. So digital technology enable immense amount of information to be processed on small size. So it means organization also
Oh, the
quicker
network.
data transmission speed as well. So it means if you want to send any data to anyone with the short time, so you can in this way you can send it
Your network is freezing. Your network is freezing, sir.
systems, resources, electronic tools that are all the basically mandatory parts of digital technology as well. These are the devices that we integrate through internet, and in this way we can get the outcome in a better way for all human mankind
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Your network you be freezing. Your network we couldn't we could barely hear what you were saying, but Hello?
I'm in cafeteria, so
Yeah.
no worry.
Okay. What? Yeah, what I was trying to say, well, I don't know, is it from my end here or from yours? I don't know. The what it was freezing when you were responding to the question. But all I know is that digital technology has become an integral part of our lives. So we virtually use technology in our everyday lives. So the use of technology has gone beyond using ICT tools, because everything that we do today around the use of technology in one way or the other. So we can't even do without it. So that is why we are promoting the use of technology, especially for the younger ones, to help them to, meet up with their counterpart. Eventually, when they leave school, they'll be able to become member of the workforce, because without technology in this 21st century, I don't think that they're going to make any headway. Thank you so much for your input. I believe maybe you could just reposition where you are so that we can hear you better in the next question. Okay. Thank you so much for that wonderful piece. I think the next person I'm going to call upon now is Raja from Morocco. Are you there? Hope you can hear me now.
Yeah, I'm hearing now. So if we just look at this thing that digital technology enables the storage of massive amounts of information in relatively small spaces as well. So nowadays, whatever the gadgets, devices we are basically having, each and everything become optimal in such a way that we can store. My voice is audible.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll get back to you. Okay, I'll get back to you, Dr. Fraser. I'll get back to you. You are in where you are. The noise you have. There's a noise in your background where you are. Could you please move to where there could be lesser noise? Okay. So I'm going to call upon Raja. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
No,
So it all
Raja
means
from Morocco.
the digital.
Not you. Okay, I'm calling upon Raja to come on board. Just hang in there, Doctor Faisal. Just hang in there. Are you there, Raja from Morocco?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, yes.
Okay. I think you can hear me now. There's echo. Could you please remove your phone? Could you please remove your phone from your system? It's triggering the echo so that we can hear what you're saying properly. Are you ready for me? So your first question is, how can we implement blended learning in our education? Raja, can you hear me? Hello? Raja, are you still there? Could you please enable your video so that we can see you? I'm talking to Raja from Morocco. Are you still here? She has
No,
gone.
she's not
She's having
in.
a network
Ambassador
issue.
Dr. Uche, you can go to the next panelists.
Okay. I'm going to go back to Doctor Professor. Professor, are you there? Hope you can hear me. Professor, okay, I'm going to ask you, your next question is going to be, what do
Okay.
you feel? Yeah, what do you feel the most exciting or effective learning environment would be?
Okay. We need to collaborate, and there are two ways most classrooms are isolated. They can have closed doors, the drapes are shut, and nobody gets in or out until the class is over. the learning is constrained within those four walls. It can also be isolated from the outside, be it the internet, the knowledge out there, and the experts from the outside. I think the best environments, the best schools use technology in a way in which it's almost invisible. It's just a tool, it's not the focus. I think a great environment in schools, college, universities should be encouraging for students to create and collaborate, think critically and creatively, and we should build the curriculum for that, help students to do that. There are children suffering because of testing and because of the immense testing we are seeing, and it's happening all over. And there is a less joy, there is a less engagement. We see that in school, colleges, and we have seen the curriculum begin to narrow. Stephen Means, for instance, he mentions in his book The Prime of Life. He says by almost all major kids are better off today. Crime rates are down, smoking is down, grades are up, graduation rates are up. They're up by almost every measure except the ones that really matter. So we have depression starting at a much lower age. We have kids showing signs of stress, debilitating stress, children showing signs of trouble with interpersonal relationships, and suicide rates are up. So basically, he says in his book, you can be better off in the ways we can easily count and still be worse off in the ways that truly matter. So I think we need to create an environment in schools, college, and universities that allow kids to flourish and create and be their natural self. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. I totally agree with what you've just said. We need to create a conducive learning environment for students to be the true version of themselves, not just imposing them to use right now the student of these days doesn't even like the way we are teaching them. Why not we as educators use the way that they want, so that we're going to impart a knowledge into them. So since the traditional method we are using to teach them, they don't even enjoy that anymore. So that is why student-centered learning has to be imbibed. Okay, so it's going to help foster in the teaching and the learning process, and for them to using tools. Yeah, there's some tools that will make them teaching and learning environment to be more fun and interesting, that we engage them, sparks a critical thinking, cultivate empathies and curiosity. I think this will really help them to cope with the teaching and learning environment. Thank you so much for that
Yeah,
wonderful
totally
piece.
agree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't go nowhere. I'm going to get back to you.
yeah, sure.
Okay. So the next person that I'm going to call now is Raja. Are you there? Are you back? She's not yet back. So the next question is going to go to Daniel. Tanya, sorry if I didn't correct explain your name very well. So Daniel.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right. So the next question I'm going to ask you is this: based on your vast experiences, you're an actor, you are you have a lot of things going on. You've actually done much for yourself. So we would like to know, what are your plans for professional growth? Do you have a special uh, need, or I don't really know. We want to hear from you. What are your plans for professional growth, sir? The microphone, Sharon and Ken microphone is all yours now.
Wow, that is great. Thank you for this opportunity once again. Well, recently, when you talk about professional growth, you talk about taking your craft to the next level. So
Wow.
my plans have my plans have been on how I can actually take my craft to the next level. when I watch people like Tony Robbins, Steve Harvey, and Les Brown, when I watch them do what I do, I see them on another pedestal. Like currently, Tony Robbins is organizing an event that will be coming up early next year, and a ticket for that event, the silver is about 400, more than $400. And here I am trying to struggle with a free event. So, what is my goal for professional growth? My goal for professional growth, let's say in 2022, I'm trying to see that I'm one of the regular names. Like when you talk about coaching, when you talk about public speaking, the name that should come to your mind should be Thaniel ID. And one way I will do this is trying to organize events more frequently and also get in contact with those who have made it in the industry. There's this popular saying that if you want to go far, you walk on the shoulders of giants. And though I have a lot of mentors that I look up to, some of which I may not be able to meet now, but meet one day. But the best way to get in contact with those guys, the big names in your industry, is reading their books. So my plan for next year is to read at least nothing less than 12 books in my industry. 12 books in my industry, and then learn how to actually market my craft, refine my craft. And another way I'm doing it is actually acquiring a formal education, because whatever you do, you need a formal education to back you up. There are some stages you will reach in life that you need a formal education to back you up. And that is why currently I'm in school and still pursuing my degree though, but my craft is of paramount importance to me. And to that, I actually have an event coming up January 21st to 23rd. It's an international speaking event with people from different countries, speakers from three different countries, and also having to feature on this event. And not only that, after the event, there is going to be a coaching and a mentorship section that will be awarded to some of the participants. So I'm trying to bring out a blueprint on how I'm going to
Okay.
scale up in the industry. And one of the ways, as I said,
Okay.
is by reading. One of the ways I say is by following people you know who have made it in the industry. Another way is making sure that you stay connected to things happening in your industry. Another way is making sure that you have a clear vision of where you're going and you're working on it day in, day out.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for that wonderful piece. You've already done, good for yourself. The most important thing is that you know where you are and where you're going. So, this have a clear vision on that. We are wishing you the best. Okay. So, of course,
Thank
for
you.
you to get to attain to a greater height, you must work hard towards it for you to attend to that. But this is just a stepping stone for you. Okay, wishing you best
Hello.
and success in your future endeavors. Yeah. So
Hello,
I think
Linda.
yeah, I can hear you. I
Hello.
can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. So I want to move to the next person.
Are you hearing me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you. I think I've
Are you hearing me?
Dr. Ucha?
yeah, yeah.
Hello. Please, this is Raja Ramadan. Sorry for my laptop problem. I
All
am
right.
here to
I don't
answer my
know.
questions.
I just wanted
It's
to.
okay.
I don't know if I
It's
could
okay
say it.
now.
I just said I wanted to use this opportunity and invite this family for the show, the speaking engagement that will be coming up next month. It's not far again. When we say next year, it looks so far, but it's next month.
Okay.
21st to 23rd.
Okay. I thank God. This will be reminding us we are one big happy family, but you have to make sure that you remind us so that we will not forget. Okay. Thank you so much for that
All right,
invite.
all right.
Our next panelist is Raja, and then from Morocco. Are you there? Hope you hear me
Yes,
now.
doctor, yes, I can hear you. Please, can I answer my two questions before?
Okay. Okay. The
I'm so
question that I
sorry.
asked you before.
Yes.
Okay, can I answer your question? How can we implement blended learning in
Blended
our
learning.
education system?
Yes.
Yeah.
How we can implement blended learning in our education? We should personalize learning pathway for each student. We should always, because each student is unique with their approach and their learning, make sure to use resources that have varying degrees of difficulties to encourage our students that need it. We should choose the blended learning model that works for them. Test their
Okay.
different models, yes, of blended learning to see what fits best in our classroom. Some of the popular models to consider are station, for example, our station rotation model, flipped classroom model, and flex model. But there are variety of models to choose from. So it's depend on our classes, on our students, their age, their difficulties, their specificities, and adapt our plans as we go and share our success with fellow educators. We should
Okay.
always
That,
we should always use a variety of teaching tools, like incorporate digital technology into our class lessons, along with the traditional methods of instruction and switching between computer-based and or gamified learning and face-to-face. We should also make learning accessible for students. Learning should continue after students leave the classroom. Benefits of incorporating digital learning is that it allows students to access information, activities, and games anywhere. This is
all
my
right.
response.
Yeah. Yeah, I thank you so much. The thing is that before you go, I totally agree with you. It all depends on the class, the age of the students. We are going to use the edutech tools that suit their age, their learning, and it depends on the subject. I totally agree with what you say. So the second question that I will throw to you before your network goes off is, how do we assess our students in an online learning platform? We have a lot of platforms. You've mentioned few, but how do we assess them? Could you quickly,
Yes, okay.
just in a 1 or 2 minutes, could you please summarize it?
Yes.
Okay.
How we assess our students? Assessing the student learning is an essential component of effective teaching and learning in the online environment. So we can use online quizzes, essay questions, drag and drop activities, for example, online interviews, dialogue simulation, online polls, game type activities like, for example, Kahoot, like Wordwall. Peer
Yeah.
evaluation is so important, and review self and peer assessment can be used to reduce instructor workload.
All right. That's pretty awesome. Please don't go nowhere, because before you disappear into a thin air, I would really like to ask the third question before because your network has been fluctuating. Could you please tell us which tools are helpful for your students?
For example, there are many tools, and especially for my students in my classroom, I can use augmented reality apps,
Okay.
video games, Kahoot games, because it's based on learning and practice as homework alternatives. We can use also Nearpod, Bansi. This is a very, very nice platform and wonderful for,
Yeah.
yes, for creating, for sharing, for making
Yeah.
students more engaged and more active, not just passive. We can use Wakelet and Kahoot, as I say. We
Okay.
can use also Padlet. Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge is very, very important for students, for
Yeah.
example, yes, for students who has difficulties in reading, for example. because of immersive reader is the best tool to learn them and motivate them to pass their difficulties. For
Yeah.
example, Microsoft Forms or Google Forms to make assessments and get in touch with students even in classroom or out of classroom. Sway, for example, and there are many. The simple
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
yes, just we
Yeah.
should choose, choose and see which one is more, for example, benefits for our students.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I totally agree with what you just said. Finally, before you go, uh, in pandemic time or period, how can you reach your students? Could you quickly, in 1 minute, tell us, in just a minute, to tell us how you reach your students during the
Yes.
pandemic period?
Okay. Yes, okay. So, in fact, there was no enough willingness to learn remotely during the quarantine period, but we tried to overcome this issue employing digital means and platforms for distance learning, such as Microsoft, for example, Microsoft Teams, um, and WhatsApp, and digitizing lessons in addition to TV and radio lessons. But after adopting the
Wow.
education formula, it was an opportunity to discover and develop many digital competencies, as well as I got acquainted with many platforms and become a certified teacher with them. And
Yeah.
one other important thing, I have collaborated and share with other teachers, not just in Morocco, but out of Morocco. For example, in many countries, to get more engaged and develop my competencies and learn from each other, because it's so important to learn from
All
other
right.
teachers from across the world. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful input. I believe you've just quickly analyzed that, but because of your network has been off and on, that's why I just quickly run it all through. But thank you so much for that wonderful input that you just answered. Don't worry, just stay hanging there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm done with you. I'm going to call upon the Dr. Fayaz. Fayaz, are you? Hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm
I
hearing
believe
to
your net.
you.
I believe your network is better now.
Uh, what are you saying?
I believe that your network is a bit better than before. We could barely hear what you were saying. So your question now is, this is your question. What are the pros and cons of technology? Could you, in 2 minutes, summarize to
Okay.
us the pros and cons of technology? The microphone is all
So
yours now, sir.
obviously, okay, thank you very much for the question. So we have seen that technology is doing a wonderful job. It's a service through which we are making our processes efficient and more faster than earlier. We would just talk about few years earlier, for example, 30 years and 40 years earlier. Then what happened if we want to send any document to someone? So it will take 5 days, 10 days, or it will take more other days as well. But on the other hand, nowadays due to digital technologies, we are sending our documents to our friends, pictures. We are looking to each other through these digital technologies. So through digital technology is playing an immense role for basically integrate to all the components of the human mankind. While it's a situation of corona pandemic or it's a normal situation, whatever. Uh, so without digital technologies nowadays, no one can basically survive in the world. The pros and cons is very clear that we are getting the advantages through this digital technology. We are looking, we are sharing, we are transforming our data from one place to another without wasting any time. We are basically analyzing and we are getting remotely our data as well, cloud storage or something else. Through digital
Okay.
technologies, we are basically doing online quizzes through quizzes and Quizlet and then Flipgrid. There are many other applications which are rationally designed in such a way that they involve the student in such a way that student want to learn something. So in this
Okay.
way, digital technologies are playing a main role nowadays for the basically
Yeah.
upgradation and progression of human mankind approach as well. Reason is this, that environment is the best teacher, and after
Yes.
that
Yeah.
whatever we look, we hear, we basically observe, it's all become our knowledge when we work on it and when we process the things with our mind as well. So
Yeah.
during COVID pandemic, we have observed a very tough situation in all of areas of the world. But what happened due to digital technologies, we basically make a cycle, and in this way, we are ready to become again survive in the world. So in this way, we
Okay.
find humans always found find a way for the basically survival. In different civilization, if we talk about the past civilization, there were many uh, they have powers, for example black magic, star wars, or there were many things. But remember this thing, this is the era of digital technology, in which we basically do anything by developing logic, and in this way we whatever the screen and interfaces we are looking on screen, it's all due to the basically outcome of your boolean logics or something else. So it's screen, whatever you are looking,
Okay.
it will be a looking on screen. But in fact, it's basically give us the way to virtually feel that thing that it's look like original. So virtual reality, augmented reality, again, it's a new thing, and this is the obviously era of artificial intelligence. And we are
Okay.
again opening new things. We are making new innovations. Humans are doing a lot of other inventions, try to introduce in near future as well. As we know very well that
Okay.
glassless LCDs and the output screen displays are coming in a few years,
Okay.
and
Okay.
it has been
Okay.
developed as well.
Please, the time is running. We don't have much on our time. Please, we have other speakers to answer their attend to their question. Could you please? Thank you very much for that input. Why is technology important for future challenges? Could you please, in 1 minute, could you please summarize in 1 minute,
Okay,
sir?
man.
Please,
Okay.
in 1 minute, because we want to stick to the time. Others are waiting. Okay. Thank you so much. The microphone is all yours. Please, in 1 minute. Why is technology
The
important for the future challenges?
future challenge, it all about this thing that in which way we can basically compete and try to survive in the world. So if we do not have digital technology, so it means our efficient reliability will be not like up to the mark. So due to this reason, there is a need to basically grip on digital technology so that we could survive better. We can refine our work, our processes, and make our things more better and best as well. So digital technology is most important thing for this era, and without this, it's a basically you can say it's a power. Digital technology, it's a power due to basically you having some confidence, potential, and power, due to which reason you could perform something better than the other ones who do not use the digital technology. Again, this one is the most
Okay.
important thing. If there is a layman of digital technology, and on the other hand there is expert of digital technology, so expert can do something more better than the other ones, and in this way the outcome will be obviously so much optimal and progressive as well.
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful input. So I'm going to be fast now because today's Thursday. People have a lot to do. So the fourth question is: what do you feel and think about the impact of technology? Quick, in just 1 minute, okay? In 1 minute, could you tell us how you feel and think about the impact of technology in the world?
Okay, so the impact of technology, it's clear to all of us. So we are looking that we are becoming dependent on technologies nowadays as well. We basically whatever we are trying to do with the, it's all basically we use these technologies and tools as well. Reason it's become habitual, you can say, and it's become daily routine as well in hospitals, schools, everywhere in the world. Nowadays, things are being basically merged in such a way that it's become a mandatory part of every system in the world. So schools, colleges. Again, I'm thinking your whatever the system in the world, chemical processes, in your army, in your basically NGOs, each and everything data is being analyzed in such a way so that forecasting and the new things, basically the rational outcome are being created for the better outcome as well. So it means that no one can neglect the importance of digital technology and impact of technology. It's very clear that we are basically become more powerful if we have the skills and knowledge of this digital technology. So these are the tools, these are the
Wow.
weapons. So I often say this thing: if you are a digital or computer science expert, so you are a IT soldier, so you can serve your country, you can serve your humanity, you can serve your area, your locality. So you can protect yourself by utilizing the services of digital technology. Reason: in this way there is no need to join any army. You can make your own army and you can develop your own weapons as well.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. In conclusion, I thought I really love that. You've really nailed it. I wouldn't want to waste much of our time. Thank you for joining us on this today's episode of Shakespeare. I believe that our viewers, even me, have learned a lot from what you've just said, because just like I said, that technology has become integral part of our lives. So we've actually used it every day. Without technology, I don't think in the next 10 years, in fact, I don't know what humans could have done without technology. Technology cannot take over the human activities. But thank you so much for your wonderful input. Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am,
Right
to you
now,
as well. Reason: it's all the initiative that you have taken.
okay.
We are basically making a path for the uh, underdeveloped countries as well and the less privileged areas as well. And in this way, we are obviously under your supervision and following you as well. We are trying to serve the humanity
Okay.
as well. You are trying to cover the
Yeah.
gap of digital divide as well. The most important thing that you
Yeah.
are doing, and obviously I'm always following to you and your best companion as well. Try to become your best companion as well. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's very, very good to invest in human. In human. That's what we are doing. We are bridging the gap of digital divide by integrating the 21st century learning skills. So come 2030, that all the United Nations agenda will be actualized. But it's not only me that will do that. It requires a collaborative effort, you and I, to actually make it work. So without technology cannot work on its own. It requires you and I to make it work. So that's why we're here today, to share our experiences on this technology, our philosophies, the especially during the pandemic. Now we're in a new normal. What has really changed? What are we doing about it? So right now, thank you so much for all the panelists that have spoken so far. You've nailed it. Thank you for being on the show today. I really want to permit me to acknowledge our viewers, those that have joining us. We have Sharia from we have Sharia, thank you. Sharia and Martis. We have Kusu Kusuke. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We also have and Nades. Thank you for joining us. Antonia, thank you so much. We want to acknowledge the presence of those that are viewers. We also we want to appreciate Kiraski Zenta. Thank you for tuning in. And we have a Wahiba from Morocco, Tunisia. We have we want to appreciate Wahiba. We want to appreciate so many of them. We have Shama here. Thank you, Ambassador Vedrana Sarek from Croatia. We have Victoria. Thank you, Victoria, for tuning in. We have Amma. Amma, thank you so much. We have a Tunisian twin, Jazia. Thank you for joining us, Jazia from Tunisia. Thank you so much. We have Onyinye joining from Nigeria. Thank you. I really want to appreciate Marine from USA. Thank you so much. We also have a lot. We have a lot of people. Okay, we have a twin prof. Rahia, thank you for joining us from Tunisia. There's so many people here. I really want to mention few so that we proceed with the business of today. So we also want to appreciate Victoria, Nadiza from Russia. We have oh my gosh, there's so many people here. We have Nadia. We have so many Dr. Harry from India, Haridas from India. Thank you so much. We also have so many people here. We have Anisha, thank you from India, Rahia. Oh my God. We have Najat. Thank you for tuning in. And I believe you are learning. Could you tell us where you're joining us from? And I'm going to call upon my co-host to take over from there. Ambassador Felix. Felix, are you there?
Yes, I'm very much there. So, thank you very much, Ambassador Uche Linda, Dr. Uche Linda, for the awesome session. The session was good, and I was really actually listening very carefully to the great panelists who were actually speaking. I want to recognize, I want to appreciate them for the great presentation. I want to thank Professor Dr. Pratik for the insightful piece of presentation. I also want to thank Daniel ID, the Nollywood actor. I was very, very
Thank you.
keen when he was speaking because he's one person I was very keen when he was speaking. And there are words that I can be able to quote from him that if you have to walk far, you have to walk on the shoulders of giants. And I think I've always taken that opportunity. I've always wanted to interact with great educators so that I can also be able to grow. So thank you very much, Daniel. And I also want to thank in a special way the other presenter, Faisal Fayaz, who said that you don't have to be anybody's army. You can actually always form yours. That was quite amazing. So, Dr. Uche Linda, we are going to the second batch of our presenters. And before then, I just want to request you kindly to be able to share the bios of the educators that I'm going to be interviewing, because I'm now using my phone. We're having a power outage in town,
Okay.
and I'm not able to charge my laptop.
Okay.
So kindly you can share the bios, and then I will carry on with the rest of the session.
Okay, could you please mute yourself? There's a background noise. Okay, I've already done that. I'm going to share the screen right now. Okay, permit me to share my screen.
Hello?
Yeah? You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, I've already introduced you. I think your first speaker is a doctor. Okay, go ahead, please. Can you see my screen? Hello, Felix, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Felix, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Dr. Basanda Linda.
Yeah, I said, do you want me to do the intro?
Yeah, just I wanted you to do the intro, and then I will carry on with the rest of the
Okay,
session.
okay. The next, your first interviewer is Dr. Santi Savaran from India. Thank you, Doctor, for having you on the first. This is your first time coming on the show. We are grateful. She's the director of Taru Financial Services by profession. She's also a founder of a Taru Fine Arts Global Cultural Arts Forum by passion. She portrays herself in diverse roles as an eminent entrepreneur, a proficient artist, a seasoned motivational speaker. She's also a veteran Carnatic musician, a versatile Vienna player, an enthusiastic writer, an ardent reader, a skilled poet, an efficient sport person, and a fanatical social activist. Wow. She's an avid painting artist in Lalit Kala Academy and proves her efficiency by making many world records in art. Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all you do. She has been awarded with honorary doctorate for her excellent art and entrepreneurial skills. She loves art and culture along with the nature. She shows off her art skills to inculcate the cultural heritage through her artistic works. She is skilled in diverse art forms, specialized in abstract, contemporary art forms. She got various awards, both international and national. She has created records and won many titles as an artist and all other in the field as well. Thank you so much, ma'am. And the next person he's going to interview is a Fatima Nassif, sorry, from Egypt. Let me not bite my tongue. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name so well. She holds general diploma in education and Delta Academic Computer Institute English section in Masouria University, Egypt. She's also a senior computer teacher and a professional development discovery grade, a new teaching system of education in Egypt. She's a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert 2021-2022. She's also an au pair ambassador and many more. She has won several awards in different categories. So the next person I'm going to he's going to interview is Jennifer Pratt from UK. She's an educationist. She's a founder of Jennifer's English, and she has done so much for herself. She has taught in so many countries, and now she's residing in UK. Nice to have you on board. I think I've already mentioned everyone. I'm going to stop sharing now. So you go ahead with the interview.
So thank you very much. Dr. Linda Uche for the great for the introductory for the introducing our presenters or panelists. And at this juncture, I just want to take on Dr. Santi Saravanan, who is playing a versatile role as an entrepreneur by profession, an artist by passion, and a seasoned Carnatic musician, also a Vienna player, an efficient motivational speaker, a sports personality, and an excellent editor, and also a writer.
Wow.
Now, Dr. Santi, I wanted to know, once in a while we are always actively involved in extracurricular activities. I actually wanted to know what ways you've been using to develop entrepreneurial skills through extracurricular activities.
Yeah. So, what are the ways to develop entrepreneurs? Can I hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay. The ways to develop entrepreneur skills through extracurricular activities or related profession. Like, I want to, the skills you can gain to yours include increased confidence, communication and active listening skills, influencing skills, and emotional intelligence, negotiations, relationship building skills, strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, time management. So it's the basic and important thing in extracurricular activities. So we improved in extracurricular activities in the manner of to get an entrepreneur skill. So what is the entrepreneur skill? Any many degrees have, but in extracurriculars, so I want to share in basically I am sharing this one. Education leading to financial independence have surely made more empowered from Sudhamurti. So I want to this quote I want to share. I would like to clarify that becoming an entrepreneur is not easy without practicing and gaining experience in that profession. If you are a fulfilled worker, you can be the best entrepreneur from top to bottom too. So in entrepreneur skill, extracurricular activities, art related profession. Art is the any profession like engineer and art, like any profession we make is the basic thing creativity. So art one not only painting, it's about any profession become a passion, is become a profession. So this is my first question to solution.
So thank you very much for the wonderful answer that you've given us. So I'm going to be coming back to you shortly. But first, I want to go to another panelist. Jennifer, I hope you can be able to hear me. Jennifer? Jennifer,
Jennifer, are
kindly
you
put
there?
on. Yes, I am. Hello, Jennifer. Are you okay?
Hello. Hello. Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. How is UK?
Cold and wet.
Wow, amazing. So I want to start off with you. The first question is, how are you coping with the pandemic as being an educator?
Well, principally by working online. I did a little working online last year. This year I've done a lot, and I'm working online. I was working online this morning. I've moved, I would say, most of my teaching online at the moment, although I do miss the classroom.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So how do you perceive the students' response to the pandemic?
I think they've been philosophical. I think young people are adaptable and resilient. I do believe in them. I think in some respects it's not quite the same for them as being physically present in the classroom. Some of them miss the interaction with their friends. Some of them miss, the physical presence of their teacher, kind of keeping the class together. So yes, it's been perhaps a little bit of a disincentive to work hard at your studies, but I think people have been doing the best they can. Students have been trying really hard.
Wow, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that insightful response. So I'm going to be coming to you shortly for more questions. But first, I want to go to Fatima Nae from Egypt. Fatima, can you get me? Hello, Fatima. Dr. Uche, you can. Hello.
Okay. Fatima, are you there?
Hi. Hi.
Okay.
I am here. I am here. Welcome.
Okay. I want to pose my first question to you. So how are you coping with the pandemic? Not exactly. How did the COVID-19 reshape education worldwide?
It's affected with me and my student, but it's useful to join our student meeting by using Microsoft Teams. He is love it so much and use such as Minecraft for making amazing lesson. He like it.
So Fatima, you are breaking. Are you still there? Hello,
Yes.
Fatima.
أيوة
Yeah,
yes.
kindly. Okay, kindly carry on.
Uh, when I go to school, I share Microsoft Teams with the student to making a funny lesson using rooms and back rooms to amazing lesson. Yes, another coach. Can hear.
Okay.
Hello. So how can hybrid learning and teaching present a new model of education nowadays? Fatma.
Uh, uh, you can use Flipgrid, Bansi. It's amazing to share a link about.
فاطمة مش بتقرا السؤال.
Oh no, you know how provide. إيه ده؟
How do you perceive the students' response من رد فعل الطلبة تجاه الكوفيد؟
Don't love it because it affected any more environment.
الهايبر ليرنينج والتيتشنج بريزنت عاملين ازاي هنا في مصر هذه الايام؟
It's a good in Egypt.
Okay.
Okay.
So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
Thank you very
you to
much.
join me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
So
talk.
thank you very much, Fatima. I'm going to be coming to you back to you shortly. So I want to go to the other panelist, Hector Abrol from India. So Hector, can you get me? Are you there? Hello. Hello, Hector. So as she organizes herself, I want us to go to Dr. Sandhi Saravanan from India. Can you, Dr. Sandhi, are you there?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I want to go to the next question for you. So do we need to develop entrepreneurial skills as part of education?
Okay. No, nice question. Entrepreneur skills. Entrepreneur skills helps to recognize the economic opportunities and act upon them. This includes inner discipline, ability to take risks, being innovative, change oriented, and persistence. Technical skills help in producing a successful business product and services. So, I want to share some quote also I will use it. So, once again. So, as if we need both hard work and do we need to develop the entrepreneur skills as part of education in both manner. So hard work and smart work is most important in entrepreneur skill as well as education, entrepreneur, anything else. So as a financial planner, I suggest we make entrepreneurs to develop a part of education means in 5 or 6 age we started in education in any technical skill or in robotics or anything else because my son studying robotics in 5 years 6 to 6 years, so he becomes in 18 years to 19 years he become to develop the education to the transfer to entrepreneur skills. So most important, not only education is most important education as well as entrepreneur skills is not here with like 5 6 years like music we make a regular routine but means in 18 years we make a musician. So like an education passion work is make a become an habitant in entrepreneur skills.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Dr. Santi, for that. I have been able to talk about multiple roles that you usually carry out. So how did you carry over multiple roles successfully? We have said that when I was just reading through your profile, I realized that you have a versatile role as an entrepreneur by profession, also artist by passion, a seasoned Carnatic musician. You are also a Vienna player, an efficient motivational speaker, a sports personality, and an excellent editor as well as a writer. So how did you carry over? How have you been able to manage the multiple roles successfully?
So, in versatile role is not a easy task, as I'm like an education. I'm learn still versatile learning is my most enjoyable thing. So that's why I'm every time I want to learning something new. So that type of every time new means I want to travel in versatile topic, because I am in creative mode is most important thing. So I always I am in creative mode. In nature I will connect with nature. In artist means I will travel in versatile role, like an art. Suddenly I make a heart, and suddenly make a writing. I'm writing poem, music, like that. So it's like a creative zone into a particular in a fit to creative zone. And as well as education system, and mostly I am in is wonderful time to travel to education is very interesting topic, because I don't go to entertain to people. I am entertain my education to travel the books reading, like that. And as well as I am every art I've become one of the best friend, like that. So I don't bother about anything is a versatile role, like that. I'm only one person to fit with my friends, like that.
Wow, that's amazing. I think we are going to be organizing a session so that you can be able to take us through more about, so that we can be able to learn more about the entrepreneur skills. It seems it's a very interesting skill as far as education is concerned. So thank you very much for that. And at this juncture, allow me to go to the next presenter, and I think. My next panelist is going to be Jennifer. Jennifer, I'm back to you. Are you there? Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, I'm with yourself.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Now, I want to. I'm back to you. I wanted to know, in what ways do you make sure that learning can still be fun and accessible to students? And this time, I want to be particular, because you have said much of your learning you are doing it online. This time, I want you.
So
Yeah,
yes, what
I want to be particular. I want it to
okay,
be.
fair enough. Yes, I share my screen with the students so that they can kind of see what I'm seeing that I'm teaching from. I also do what I call it on board work, but it's not on the board actually. It's on my kind of white sheet document that I can bring up on the computer. I share that with the student and we can work on there. Playing games, explaining points of grammar. It really helps. I mean, it's very useful. It's a good way to do a game with students, actually. Admittedly, teaching online, I'm generally teaching one student. It's harder to do it with a group. It is possible, but it's harder to do it with a group of students. As I say, I do miss the classroom because of all the fun you can have in the kind of live moment and getting the kids to run up to the board and write stuff and really kind of get them moving as well, rather than just sitting there. But it is possible to kind of think a bit outside the box when you're teaching online and not just kind of go bang through the book, one exercise after another.
Okay.
Oh, that's amazing. So any challenges you are facing as far as the online learning is concerned?
Yes, really, when teaching a class of students, as I say, I do miss not being physically present with them, getting them to do a bigger variety of activities, really. And, you know, the personal contact, getting to know them personally. I miss all of that. I really do miss all of that. But
Sure.
it will come back, I'm sure. There will be I look forward to getting back into the classroom.
They still a lockdown or something?
No, there isn't, but I've been teaching online now. This is the way I do it. I teach English to speakers of other languages. So it's a little bit different from teaching in a mainstream school, although I do kind of help and work in mainstream schools as well. Teaching ESOL is a little bit different. So often you are teaching one person. Sometimes you're teaching a class. But it's something that it's much more fun when you can do it physically in the classroom with the people there.
So English is not our first language. English is not our first language. So I hope you are going to take it easy with us.
Yes, absolutely. No, you speak fantastically, absolutely amazingly.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
I wish I could interview people in a foreign language like that.
Wow, thank you so much, Jennifer. Although when you talk about you being in UK and then you teach English, then I become very, very conscious when I'm talking. So thank you very much.
No, honestly, you are so good. It's like it's your own language, honestly.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I'm going to be getting back to you shortly. Getting back to you shortly.
Okay, so I'm here. I'm listening all the time.
Okay, thank you. So I want to go to our other presenter, Fatima Naif from Egypt. So my other question to you is, what roles does computational thinking play in enhancing the students' problem-solving skills? Hello, Fatima?
Is she there?
Fatima, can you hear me?
Maybe you could just go ahead with another. Once she rejoined, we can. Maybe she's having a technical glitches. You can go ahead with another person, another panelist.
So Hector is in. Is in?
No.
Okay, let me go back to Dr. Santhi, and then again I go to Jennifer. So I'm going to start with Dr. Santhi. So what are the key features of the entrepreneur skills development?
Question, please. Okay. What are the key features? That's what I can't. Question, please.
It's on the screen.
Right. Now I. What are the key features of the entrepreneur skills development? Time and money is most important thing, because its passion means money also like in water, like so dissolving like that, because money also going and time also going in basic in childhood. So that's entrepreneur skills development in after 18 years, or once we are graduation in skills development means we become so is very much like a queen like that. We make skills development because we are struggle with our passion as well as education and training, money, time, as anything else. We make these particular points to travel in skills development. So, and we travel to the entrepreneur. This particular time we make about 10 years or 12 years. Accordingly, we how much observe the passion, and then we go to the entrepreneur. Is easily development in entrepreneur so much in the particular like online or offline. Prouding is many people are proud. So it's most important. So I want to share these things. Business management skills is developing, communication and active listening skills, risk-taking skills, because we are in skills. Once we make proudly skills is developed means we make easily what? Okay, risk-taking skills, networking skills, critical thinking skills. It's anything possible because we're not taking the money risk. We are taking them our passion to explore to globally. So now I will reach in this age. I've reached globally because of passion makes proud. Proud becomes an entrepreneur skills development. So I will share the experience to our children as well as all ages. So we much passion most important in skills development. So we become easily go to traveling entrepreneur, not too much in money and time. Now is easily to connect with many times entrepreneur.
So thank you very much. Dr. Santi, for that insightful piece of information. Really thank you for that. I think entrepreneur skills, especially in education, still remains a gray area to most of us. And I think just like I had said, we are going to be, maybe through the CEO, we are going to be seeing whether you can be able to teach us more. I'm particularly very much interested with learning more about entrepreneur skills in education. So thank you very much.
One minute. One most important thing, upgrade our knowledge is most important skills development, because we are stuck with particular learning is not possible. So every time we must upgrade the skills development. So if basically we must sustain the entrepreneurs like a mass to take entrepreneur is proud. So upgrade the knowledge is most important thing.
So thank you very much for that. I want to catch you off guard. So can you tell us something just in 1 minute about the Carnatic musician?
Absolutely. So Carnatic musician is a devotional virtual thing. So we are in not in virtual South Indian only. Any globally we are any type of particular region taking some music in particular way of what you say. So I want in Carnatic music specifically. I want to travel in basic thing in Indian culture. Carnatic music is very much interesting in Carnatic traditional thing. So this I am like you see my veena here. So veena like an many instrument traditional many things in India as well as globally also many instrument such an that particular focusing on traditional folk arts. That's the basic thing. So I am playing Carnatic music. One of the some other place, some other music in traditional way like that.
So thank you very much, Dr. Santi, and it was pleasure listening to you. Really appreciate your time and the great piece of talk that you've given us. So I'm back to Jennifer. Jennifer, are you there?
Yes.
Now, I just wanted you to, before I go to the question that I wanted to pose to you, I just wanted you to tell me something about your favorite sport.
Favorite sport?
Yes.
I am one of the most unsporty people in the world. I hate sport. I'm very poor at sport. My father had 4 children and he was passionate about sport, very competitive. None of us 4 children liked sport, played sport. And he said, how did I produce 4 children who can't play sport? I can't. When I try to play tennis, I'm ducking the ball instead of hitting it. I just don't have the sporty feeling in me. I used to swim. I used to really enjoy swimming. It's kind of cold to go swimming now, but I still can swim a bit. I used to swim a lot as a child. I swam a lot, even as a young adult. I used to swim before work, do 30 times up and down the pool. That's it, really. I've always walked a lot in my life. Really, also, I'm not a sort of team game player. Not really basketball, that kind of thing. It's very healthy. I approve of sport. I think it's a positive thing. I encourage young people to do sport. It teaches cooperation with others. It's good exercise. But I just cannot feel inspired by it. I just don't see the point. I just don't see the point. Why do you want to put a ball in a net? Why? Why do you want to kick a ball into a net? I feel that if people landed from another planet and they saw us humans doing this stuff, they would say, what the hell are they doing? Yeah?
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jennifer. So what has been the best moment? What has been your best moment in life?
Oh, my daughter, the birth of my daughter, beyond any shadow of a doubt. Absolutely. Becoming a mum, definitely becoming a mum. Nothing can compare with that, right?
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. You must be a very, very loving mom. So I want to go now to your question now. That was out of the questions I was supposed to ask you. As one of our panelists. So my last question to you is, what are your plans for more professional growth?
Right. Well, people on here have been mentioning technology, and yes, it's really, really, we see now with the lockdown and with so on, having to work online, we have found out how important technology is in kind of contacting other people and being able to teach online. And I really want to learn more about technology. I feel partly because of my age, I'm not very with it. I can manage, but I'd like to be better. There's so much more I would like to be able to do. And I want to find out more about that, really.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. It has been lots of fun listening to you. And I now understand why your students must be having a lot of fun, especially during the online classrooms.
Well, I try, but it's more, as I say, it's more fun in the real classroom. But you can you do your best in the, like my prime minister of my country doing his best. I do my best online. Yeah. I do what I can.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate you for your great time.
Thank you so much for inviting me and for asking me these questions. Thank you very much indeed.
Most welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so at this juncture, as I've said, I'm using my cell phone. My laptop went dead because of power. I want to hand over the program back to Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda so that you can be able to wind up the session.
Hold on there. Ekta is here. She has just rejoined us. Could you please continue? Ekta, she's here. Ekta, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You are most welcome, Ekta. I hope you had you are most welcome.
Hello, thank you so much.
Pleasure to have you in this team of panelists. So I had a few questions I wanted to ask you. The first one is, why is communication a 21st century skill? Why do you think communication is a 21st century skill?
Right, because see, we have so many skills, basically 4 skills: critical thinking, and many other skills which we consider they're very important for our learners in this 21st century. When I think of communication, it's the first key for social integration, right? Then when we communicate, we are able to share ideas and express feelings that help us improve our relationships. When we look at the career front, we think that it contributes to discussions, debates, and is often seen as a big plus when you come at the professional platform. As well as when we talk about communication, it's equally important in business world and private life as well. Successful communication helps us better understand people as well as situations. It even helps us overcome diversities, build trust, enhance respect, and create conditions for sharing creative ideas and solving all the problems. So it's very important for all our learners and our teachers also.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Um, there is what we call the rote and critical thinking. How do the two differ?
Right. See, I consider both of them as problem solving skills when it comes to teaching. So, in today's teaching, as teachers, we feel that both of these are important, but they're two different dimensions for our learners. When we think in the realm of education, the teaching techniques, they have come a long way. I mean, like I have been studying, like you have been studying, like my parents have been studying, and like my children are studying today. From memory based education, like when we talk about rote learning, it's memorizing, mugging up, learning, reciting it back. It's to be more, it has taken a paradigm shift. I mean, that memory based education has taken a paradigm shift to more engaged forms of learning like critical thinking, so that each style impacts each and every student differently and helps and gives the contribution to the overall experiential learning to the child. And in today's classroom, it's unusual to find a blend of these various learning skills. I mean, we today rote learning and critical learning are equally important. But again, we need to think once again that how is it going to affect the future of our students? When we talk of critical thinking, it's self directed, self disciplined, self monitored, and self analytical. It helps the child analyze and make corrections in his thinking. Whereas rote learning tends to provide the answers, which they are intended to memorize and recall the information, while critical thinking invites and provides them and encourages them to explore alternatives which they can discover themselves. So it makes them self reliant and self dependent. And as a teacher, as well as a mother, I feel that my child has to be more independent in today's world.
Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. That's great. So, um, maybe I want to go to the next question for you is, what does it mean to collaborate?
Mhm. See, collaborate means to come together, right? When we think of this word collaborate, it helps us to feel that yes, I'm going to join hands, I'm going to come together. And collaboration takes place everywhere. Whenever members of an inclusive learning community come together and assist the students to succeed in the classroom. We all are teachers and we all agree that we have inclusive classrooms. I mean, we have children of different capabilities, different capacities, and we have to collaborate so that we can bring all of them together at the same level. When I talk with my teachers about it, when I talk with my students about it, I tell them that when we are in an inclusive classrooms, it means we all are of different capacities, like the five fingers of my hand. They all they all are of different sizes, right?
Mhm.
But
Sure.
when we collaborate, we come together and then we are at the same level. So, this is the role of collaboration in education, so that we all can work together and cater to the needs of each and every student, so that we can assist them to be successful learners. This can be in form of lesson planning when I'm a teacher. It can be in form of my delivered lesson to my children, so that it's self sufficient to cater to the need of each and every child of my class, whether he is an GND or whether he is a special child. And when I talk about this collaboration in its simplest and most understandable form, I think that sometimes the children are not having the similar interest. Apart from the capacities, their capabilities, it's about their interests also. They don't have the same interest. Suppose I'm teaching them English, maybe my each and every child is not interested in learning English. So I need to integrate and collaborate it with other subjects of his interest so that he's able to develop an understanding and retain more, because ultimately the retention is reflected and the child gets marks for that and he gains the scores. Thank you.
So thank you very much for the elaborate answer, and thank you very much for your time. So for the interest of time, I think we are going to be winding up, and at this juncture, before we wind up, allow me to thank all the panelists. Allow me to thank Professor Dr. Pratik, also Thaniel ID from Nigeria. I want to thank Faisal from Pakistan. I also want to thank my batch of panelists who are just amazing. I want to thank Dr. Santi from India. I also want to thank the language teacher, English teacher from UK, Jennifer. I also want to thank in a special way Fatima Naif from Egypt. And lastly, our last panelist, who was Hector Abrol from India. That was amazing. So thank you very much for your time. And once again, we really appreciate the great panelists for the great presentation and for the amazing work all of you are doing in the various countries. So thank you very much. Back to you, Ambassador
Thank you
Dr.
so
Uto
much.
Linda.
Did myself. Okay, thank you, everyone. I've already posted on. Thank you so much, our viewers.
Get to
Where's this
join
message
Kerala.
coming from? Okay, yeah. I really want to appreciate all the great panelists, the distinguished panelists of all time. Thank you. You have spoken so well, and you nail it. You nail it so much, and that's a awesome experience for me. Okay, it is a kind of out of world experience. I really want to appreciate all our viewers. Please, we really want to appreciate you for being here. Your presence really matters, and really encourage us to be on this show. Could you please click on the link and for you to fill the form and get your certificate of appreciation? We really appreciated your effort for tuning in, for having tune in for this wonderful episode of Sharing is Caring. Thank you for all the great panelists. Thank you. We have a grammarian in our midst. We are so sorry if we didn't spoken so well, or those that have spoken so well. English is not our English is not our first language. It's our second language. So I'm just minding the way I pronounce on certain words. Though we are trying, we are still learning it. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jennifer. We really appreciate your presence, and all the great panelists that have nailed it. You shared your experiences and professional expertise on this various subject matter. We really appreciate you for coming on the show. Sharing is caring, and what we've done today really inspire other teachers, other newbies that are really trying to join this noble profession. You guys are doing a great job. What you'll be doing is so commendable, and time will come when everyone will appreciate you for that. Thank you. What we are doing, we are trying to bridge the gap of digital divide by integrating the 21st century learning skills. But come 2030, according to United Nations agenda, that all schools in the world will be equipped with the use of technology, inclusive. Thank you so much, Hector, for that. What you've just said. Inclusion is very, very important. So, and offering other opportunities best practices, equitable education for all. That's what we are doing here. And the 24 digit skills promote SDG 4, which is very, very important. So thank you for all you've done, what you've been doing. And I know we are not going to get tired. Okay. So, of course, your student, you've given them the best way to, to kick their shots, and you're still doing it. Thank you. And for them to live in a connected and globalized world of ours, they really need all these basic skills of 21st century learning skills, which are inclusion. I've already mentioned that. We have critical thinking, for them to think out of box to provide a solution to the real world problem, and provide solution to them. Okay. And another one is sparking curiosity is very important, and for them to have empathy is very, very important. And communication, to have skilled communication, to possess skills communication, is one of the core values of 21st century learning skills. Collaboration, they can't even do, they need to coexist with one another for that collaboration to be initiated. They have to imbibe the nature of collaboration to forge ahead in the future. So when we come to the information literacy, is very, very important. When information literacy has to link with media literacy, teaching them what the healthy styles of using media, and it's very, very important for them to know that. Technology literacy as well, for them to have a technological skills, enthusiastic attitude towards learning the use of technology, and flexibility. They have to be flexible in using the technology, especially during the new normal. It's very, very of paramount that students should be inculcated with these new skills of 21st century learning skills. Leadership, the way these teachers lead, because when we lead, others follows. Thank you so much for the wonderful initiative that you teachers have been doing all over the world, for this wonderful productivity, because what you're doing, that's why your students are very productive, because of the information you've been passing across to them. And when it comes to the social skills, without social skills, they won't be able to have a self-sufficiency. Yes, we need to make sure that there is social and emotional learning is being put to check at all times. Monitor them when they are emotionally down, and that will really springs forth their energy, and to make teaching and learning process to be more fun and interesting for them to have a technological attitude towards learning, and it will be fun. So all these core values is very, very vital, and we can't even do without them. I really want to appreciate all the educators out there, those that are joining us today for this wonderful episode of Sharing is Caring. I believe that you have a lot of takeaways that you're going home with. Thank you so much, and stay safe, be positive, and be good. Thank you. At this juncture, I will call upon Felix to quickly take a screenshot, so that we can call it a day. And do not forget the link. Click on the link to fill it to get your certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much for this wonderful episode. And next week, Saturday, on 11, tomorrow, we are going to have another event. Is a walk through EdTech tools with global educators. Yes, this is another web training series that educators across the globe will be sharing with us on how they are utilizing the EdTech tools that maximizes and engages student learning outcome in their classrooms. So I'm inviting everyone to join us next tomorrow, same time, 4:30 p.m. IST and 12 p.m. Nigerian time. Please, we'll be expecting you, and it's not going to be a dull moment. You're going to learn one or two things from there. Thank you so much. And Felix, the sharing and caring is all yours now.
So thank you very much, Ambassador Dr. Uche Linda. It has been an awesome talk show. We really enjoyed the talk show with very great presenters. So I'm just requesting you kindly, Dr. Uche, to take the screenshot, because I'm using my phone. Apparently, my laptop went off when I started. Immediately we started the meeting. I've been struggling with my phone.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Anybody can do that. Could you please, Fatima, could you please enable your video so that we can take a quick screenshot? Hello? Yeah. Whose hand is that? Let's take a... Okay. Fatima, you don't want to show us your face? It's okay. Anyone can take the shots, okay? We really appreciate you all for joining us today in our today's webinar. All right, so we are going to be, in fact, because of time, we don't want to stop, but whatever that has, beginning has an end, we are going to call it a day. Sharing is caring, and we all teach from our hearts. Thank you so much. And this is learning has to continue. Okay, it's a continuous process. We are going to be continue learning from with and each other. Thank you, our grammarian. Thank you so much, and we are going to call it a day. Bye bye.
When I was lonely, you were with me. When I was silent, you spoke up for me. When I gave up, you gave me strength to stay. When I faltered, you cheered me on. When I doubted, you believed in me. I was lost before you showed the way. And I'll always remember the things that you said. And I followed my dreams where they led. It was you. You are the reason I'm here today. I follow my heart just like you. You changed my life and I want to say my world is much brighter with you.
All right, take care. See you on Saturday. Bye bye.